Why is Macron withdrawing soldiers from Niger? France's exit from Niger is a negotiated theatrics. France would never leave Niger or Africa because they cannot afford it. France without their revenues from Africa will mean total bankruptcy. The only real revolution has been in Burkina Faso. All the latest revolutions in Africa, like in Niger, Mali, and Gabon, have been organized by France and the US. They played a great chess move in order to make the poor Africans that they were taking back charge of their countries. Let's talk about the African currency printed in France by the French Mint called the CFA. France takes 50% as a forced extortion that amounts every year to 500 billion euros. This is separate from all the other revenues accumulated from cheap or free raw materials, including gold, diamonds, uranium, oil, and many more. Do you really think that Macron and his masters, who have very large investments, will let Francophone Africa go? They will replace the old crooked leaders that they put in place in the past with new and improved versions. Analyzing Macron's decision to withdraw soldiers from Niger, a comprehensive perspective. French President Emmanuel Macron's announcement of the withdrawal of soldiers from Niger has ignited a passionate debate surrounding France's intentions and interests in Africa. Some observers perceive this move as a pivotal shift in French foreign policy, while others argue that it represents a calculated maneuver. To fully comprehend the decision, it is essential to delve into the historical context, economic motivations, and geopolitical intricacies that have long defined France's involvement in African nations, especially concerning military presence, economic interests, and currency control. Historical context. To grasp the implications of Macron's decision, we must first acknowledge the deep historical roots of France's engagement with Africa. The colonial legacy of France in Africa dates back to the 19th and early 20th centuries, with Niger being one of its colonies. This history continues to shape the socio-political and economic dynamics of African countries, including Niger. Economic interests. The CFA franc, a central aspect of France's interaction with its former African colonies, is the utilization of the CFA franc currency, which is still in circulation in 14 African nations. The CFA franc, printed in France, has sparked significant controversy and debate. Via financial exploitation, France has maintained a substantial degree of control over these African economies via the CFA franc. Under this arrangement, France takes 50% of the foreign exchange reserves of these countries, often characterized as a form of forced extortion, resulting in substantial financial losses for these nations. See resource extraction. France has historically benefited from the abundant natural resources found in its former colonies, including gold, diamonds, uranium, oil, and more. These resources have played a pivotal role in the French economy. Geopolitical considerations. Of influence and control, France has strategically positioned military bases and troops across the African continent to retain its influence. This military presence has allowed France to exert control over political developments in these countries. Via revolutions and regime changes, France has faced accusations of orchestrating regime changes and revolutions in its former colonies to maintain indirect control while appearing to support democratic transitions. Macron's decision. Economic realities. While some may dismiss Macron's withdrawal from Niger as a theatrical gesture, it is crucial to confront the economic realities. France's dependence on African resources and its control over the CFA franc make a total withdrawal economically challenging. The changing dynamics, the emergence of new leaders and movements in Francophone Africa, exemplified by the revolution in Burkina Faso, may have compelled France to reconsider its approach. Macron's decision might signify an adaptation to evolving dynamics in the region. See economic interests. Macron's decision should be contextualized within France's economic interests in Africa. Rather than a complete withdrawal, it may symbolize a tactical shift aimed at preserving economic control. In conclusion, Macron's decision to withdraw soldiers from Niger is a multifaceted issue deeply rooted in historical legacies, economic imperatives, and geopolitical complexities. While France might be adjusting its strategy in response to shifting dynamics in Africa, its presence in the continent, driven by economic interests and resource control, is likely to endure in some form. A comprehensive understanding of this decision necessitates a nuanced exploration of France's historical role in Africa and its ongoing economic stakes in the region. Macron's announcement, therefore, represents not only a moment of tactical adjustment but also a reflection of the enduring complexities of France's relationship with Africa.